Welcome once again to Breakfast Central. The Ondo State governorship race is drawing attention not only within Ondo State, but throughout Nigeria due to its complexities and large number of aspirants, especially within the APC. On Friday, February 23rd, the Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa announced his candidacy for the upcoming governorship election scheduled for November 2024 in the state. Aiyedatiwa assumed the governorship of the state in December 2023 following the passing of the former Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, SAN, who died after a prolonged illness in Germany.
Governor Aiyedatiwa said he wished to contest and win the governorship primary of the All Progressives Congress, scheduled to take place in April, adding that within the short period of his assumption of office, he has put the welfare of the people first by ordering all contractors back to sites to breathe life into the hitherto abandoned projects. At least 25 individuals have indicated their interest in participating in the April 2024 governorship primaries of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Ondo State.
The party yesterday released the timetable for the Ondo primary election and will begin sale of expression of interest and nomination forms from the 3rd of April to the 10th of April. The expression of interest form to the governorship election is pegged at 10 million naira, while nomination form sells for 50 million naira. This morning, our focus is, of course, on the government of Lucky Aiyedatiwa and how he has been able to steer the ship of governance in the state over the last 3 months as the Chief Executive Officer of the state. And joining us this morning, we have Honorable Olugbenga Omole. He's the Special Advisor on Information to the Ondo State Governor. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here.
We had a conversation with you a couple of months ago, I believe, just when there was a lot of crisis in the state, with the health of former Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. In the last 3 months, maybe getting into its 4th month now, Lucky Aiyedatiwa has held the mantle of the state. So I want to start with asking, from what you would say has been, the assessment, on his ability to manage the state in the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, in 6 days' time, Lucky Aiyedatiwa will be 3 months in office, because he assumed office on December 27 after the demise of our leader and former governor on December 26. So, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, the governor of Ondo State, hit the ground running immediately. He was sworn in, like you said in your intro. He ordered all contractors to go back to site, and that we can see all over the place in Ondo State. And apart from that, a couple of days ago, he flagged up rural roads, and last week at the Executive Council, we approved a whopping 3.47 billion naira. Ondo State basically is an agrarian state, and as we approach the rainy season, which indicate the beginning of farming season, that is very critical. Yes, another aspect he has been taking the welfare of the people of Ondo State as his priority. WAEC exams, WAEC fees were paid for students in secondary school. About 2,000 teachers will be employed anywhere from now. Even in the health sector, employment is going on. So he's following the path of his predecessor. Like I keep telling people, it's the same administration. This is Akeredolu Aketi administration, but now it's just the head of that administration that changed. So you don't expect less from Lucky Aiyedatiwa from what Aketi has been doing which he did in the last 6.5 years.
So it's safe to say that the citizens of the state can now say that even though Aiyedatiwa is in office, they can boldly say Ayewatida.
Yes, it is everywhere in Ondo State. It's Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and that name is prophetic, as you can see on the day of their inauguration on February 24, 2020. Our late governor was prophetic. He was not only prophetic, he was saying, because that's Aketi for you. Aketi will say his mind and we eat the nails on the head anytime. It said, your name is Lucky. You can only be a deputy governor if you are lucky. Orimisan, that's in Yoruba. And said, now, Ayeti that here. When I go down, you are stepping up. And that was why this war started, this political war, because there are a lot of people eyeing that seat. Yes. And that endorsement from the governor, and that endorsement did not end there. I can confirm to you because today, by the grace of God, I'm a member of the Executive Council, and I have some of my colleagues who are Executive Council with Akeredolu. in the last executive council Akeredolu held before he fell sick, he still mentioned it to them that Lucky is going to succeed him. So, and because some of these aspirants now were in that council, so they know the truth. So anybody that say otherwise is just telling. But we are not even hinging our work or success on that endorsement. We are working, and politics is not affecting governance in Ondo State, like I tell you. Yes, the governor has his eyes on the ticket of the APC, but he did not abandon governance. Governance is going on smoothly in Ondo State.
Yeah. Let's talk about endorsements. And the pink elephant in the room would be the rumors that have come out as to him allegedly attempting to offer members of the assembly $10,000 each, or take, I think, 18 of them, 10 to 18 of them, I guess, to Abuja so that they can endorse him for APC. Yes, it's been denied. So, but I want you to give us a clearer picture as to where that may have come out from. How did that rumor, arise? Or is it really a rumor?
It's a rumor.
Yes.
And I can confirm to you, it's going to happen because that was not the first time. Like I said, I was a member of the night, I was part of the night assembly. And it was funny when a couple of days ago, the present majority leader, who was my colleague in the night assembly, said the House Assembly does not have the right, or they have never endorsed any. And we have a clip that is, has gone viral, where we, the APC caucus in the assembly then endorsed Akeredolu. We did not even, we contributed money to be part of the people that paid for his expression for him. And we even went to Abuja. We went to meet the national chairman of the party then, Senator Adam Oshemole, and we told him that we endorse Akeredolu. So for somebody who was part of that, because he personally, as another aspirant, who is apart from the governor, yes, anybody is free to support, but I can tell you today that in the Ondo State Assembly, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has overwhelming majority among the members, and they are going to endorse him publicly.
Why does he have this support? Is it because he got the endorsement of Akeredolu before Akeredolu passed?
That is not, I've said that endorsement, yes, Akeredolu endorsement is good. We like it, and it's good for us. But then, in the last 3 months, they have seen in Lucky, a governor that has listening here, they have seen it twice in these 3 months, a selected member of the Executive Council and the House Assembly have met. It doesn't happen like that in the past. We have met, we have discussed on developmental issue of the state, and they see in this man that they have access to him, this man listening, and all their requests, the official requests, what they are entitled for, is not delayed. So for them, as they are politicians too, and they have political future, and they have ears, they see what is happening in Ondo State. So they have to join the moving train. And if you don't join the moving train, the train will just leave you at the park. So that is it. The majority member of the Ondo State today are supporting the governor, and they have endorsed him.
Yeah, but isn't that a little dangerous? Because if their role there is to represent the people of Ondo State, shouldn't that level of followership and allegiance to the governor be? The members of the House Assembly does not just go there. They have leaders in their constituency. They are representing a constituency, so they listen to their constituents, and I think their decision is informed by what they are taking from their constituents, because in Ondo State today, virtually all critical stakeholders are with the governor. That is the truth. On 12th of March last week, he officially declares his intention, and you need to see the caliber of leaders. For the very first time in 7 years, the elder caucus have not sat down to hold a meeting. They did previously and in last week, and they decided that they are going to support the governor. The elder caucus are the engine of the party, and these are people that have seen it all, and these are people that you cannot induce. You understand? So, having taken cognizance of everything that is happening in Ondo State, and they said this is the man that they need to support, and because they know they have access to him, he listens to them, and he's doing what a governor should do, which is what he prioritizes, the welfare of the people. And people are really, in these last 3 months, you need to see him when he was going to the party secretariat. His vehicle was blocked by people, artisan, market women, and they were just, showing love to him. When I hear that, I still want to question why. Because to a large extent, I believe that many Nigerians don't really know what to expect from governments. Is Ondo State in the last 3 months, or maybe, even during Governor Akeredolu's time, does it now have, the best health care, in the Southwest? Does it have, the lowest, infant, maternal mortality rate? Does it have the best security, infrastructure? Does it have, best educational, infrastructure for? So, so what is the reason behind this love that you're speaking of?
Number one, people saw the way he was treated when he was the deputy governor, the purported impeachment, and they saw in a man that is all this while he never heard anything from the governor. Okay. He didn't say anything. And even at the time he apologized for not doing anything wrong. So for that, the majority of Ondo State people fall in love with this man, that for a man that has been bruised, a man that has been degraded, a man that his office has been abused, and he never show it. So that's the kind of leader they want. Talking about all these developmental issues, yes, Ondo State may not be in the best in Nigeria, but we are getting there. Government suffered in the last 10 months in Ondo State, no doubt. You know that, because I don't have to go back to that, but because we are just picking up now, and for a governor that is less than 3 months in office and he has done this much, so they saw that, they now believe that this man that has done this in 3 months, if we give him the chance for the next 4 years, definitely he will do more. And that's exactly what we expect from the government. You see, the quality of leadership we have at times and the quality of governance you have depends on the character and the intellect of people that surround you.
I agree.
You have what Akeredolu has and what Aiyedatiwa has around him now are magic men. And these are the things that we translate into the...
Well, I don't know about magic men, but I want to...
I'm not saying magician, but people that can think out of the box and give solutions.
Help me define, or explain further what you mean by can do more. Do more in what regard? Because I want the people of Ondo State to have a clear definition of what they would, what they would expect in the next 4 years if he, becomes, the winner of the elections. What parameters do we use to rate, his performance?
You see,
what does he plan to give to the people of Ondo State? Aside, he's a humble person, he's kind. People have seen that he has a good heart. Okay, there's that, but governance, development.
A couple of days ago, the president of Nigeria charged state governor to, keep on paying the 35,000 wage award that was. Ondo State is not lacking. We are doing that. Then, in the terms of payment of pensioners, we are doing that. I won't come here to say payment of salary that is normal thing anybody should do, but some states are owing. We are not owing. And having said that, on infrastructural development, I just mentioned that he flagged up rural roads. And in a couple of weeks, a very, very important road that will change the landscape of the Southern Central District. We got license for Port Ondo, and the government is thinking on that direction to make that area a business hub. A road that will link Lekki to Ilaje, a road that is less than 47, is around 48.7 kilometers, that will take you from Lagos to Ilaje in 40 minutes. You can imagine. Presently, they take by from Lekki to Ilaje. So that road will be flagged up, and you know what that means for that place to open. Ondo State have the longest shoreline in Nigeria. That's a fact. So we want to take advantage of that. And this is normal in Nigeria. To me, it is strong, but you see, most times, the area a governor comes from has more development than other areas. That's in Nigerian politics for you. And they see this man, this is the first time an Ilaje person will be governor of Ondo State. So the people of the Southern Central, particularly Ilaje, are enthusiastic about it. And they know that development they have been yearning for. This is an area that has been in darkness for years. But I can assure you that in a couple of weeks, we are lighting up the South.
Is this Ondo South you're talking of?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about Ondo South for a little bit. An APC chieftain, Shola Olatunji, came out to say that Governor Aiyedatiwa should show his ambition to run for office in 2024 elections. And the reason he gave is that Ondo North and Ondo Central have each used 8 years in office. And it's time for Ondo South, because the people in Ondo South, in the interest of fairness and equity. So, do you agree, or do you think that there's some logic to his argument?
There's no logic at all. Why I say that is that, Ondo South alone does not determine who governs Ondo State. Okay, now you're saying, wait, that 8 years is not sacrosanct. The first one you have is 4 years. and he's not sure you have the second term. So what I'm saying in essence is that Ondo Central, which has a chunk of the vote, are happy that the governor will come to the central quickly because of Lucky will be there. And that's why they are, even Ondo North. So if he's saying that, fine, that is his own personal opinion, and that is what some of these aspirants are selling to. But you have to, we have something now, a bird in hand is more than 10,000 in the bush. Lucky Aiyedatiwa from Ilaje is the governor.
So there's nobody in Ondo South. You don't think that that's something that they should, in the interest of them feeling like they need to be a part of governance, you don't think that that's an argument that people of Ondo South have?
Lucky Aiyedatiwa is from the South, and being a governor, definitely development will happen in that place, and development will happen. You think you didn't get what I said? Ondo South alone do not determine who governs Ondo State. Ondo Central are happy that maybe after this 1 year of Aketi and Aiyedatiwa that is want to finish in February 2025, and when he gets the ticket and become governor for another 4 years, the Central, because there's an unwritten agreement in Ondo State, and we respect that. We rotate this governor. You know, Aketi was from the North, and unfortunately he couldn't finish it. And that was the wisdom in the governor, because ordinarily most time when governors come from the South in Ondo State, deputy always come from the Central. But because of the unexpected death of Aketi and to appease the people of Owo, the governor in his wisdom, he didn't even discuss, it was a master stroke. He picked his deputy from Owo, a kinsman of Aketi. And that has really changed the landscape of politics in Owo. 95% of critical political office holders, politicians and leaders in Owo have endorsed Aiyedatiwa for this race. And I don't know, but I know that eventually when he picks his ticket, people will think that we want to agree that we pick his deputy from Central. So the issue of people saying Aiyedatiwa being the governor will deprive the South of having 8 years. The 8 years is not guaranteed. You don't run for governor 8 years at once. Yes. You ask for 4 years. So who knows that after that 4 years you may not be even given this. So what we have in hand now is what we are guiding. And like I said, Ondo Central is happy in Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa because they know after his 5 years, this 1 year and the 4 years that by the grace of God they will get, the governor will come to the central and they are waiting. You understand? So they too have that opinion. So if you have opinion that because Aiyedatiwa want to be governor is depriving the South of having 8 years, some people are happy too, and they have the majority of the vote. Akure South has the largest voting strength in Ondo State. And an Akure man has never been governor of Ondo State. So they have the eyes there, and that's why they are supporting Lucky. So everybody has his own interest. The person that made that statement, that is his own personal interest. There are thousands of people that have opinion and interest and that. So yes, you can say that, but then people too listening, people too have ways of, you see, like I said, Ondo South alone do not determine who becomes governor of Ondo State. We have the North, we have the Central. The Central are happy with Lucky, the North are happy that Lucky will be governor, so that this thing will come back to Central and, somebody there.
So that means your rule of rotation doesn't really hold water?
No, it's rule. You are not getting it. That's why this is time of the South. Okay. That's why you see 90. I don't think anybody is even coming out from the Central or North for governor now. Majority of the aspirants are from the South. And when we talk the South in Ondo State, we have the core South, which is Ilaje, Eseodo. And that is where everybody is looking at that the governor will come from. And luckily, we already have a Lucky who is the governor and who is from Ilaje. The area that people are looking at, that is where we want our next governor to come from. And this is where the governor has they've not had a bite of the cherry. And they have a young man, a listening governor, somebody that's humble, somebody that is on with the Afenifere in Ondo State, somebody who is on with the market woman, somebody who is workers friendly, somebody who, all the artisans, today, after this year I'm running, today in Akure at the International Event Center, a lot of support groups are raising funds to buy his nomination and expression form. By 10 a.m. at the International Event Center Dome. I will be running late for that event, but I think I will still catch up with them. So for us in Ondo State, we are lucky that we have somebody that God, you need to see his journey. That's what I tell most of these people, that everybody, his journey is divine.
Yeah.
That means he's destined to be in that position. It is not by him, he has God. And he's a very big God for that matter.
Yeah. Even if, a lot of people are already skeptical when they say that people are gathering money to buy form for
It's real. This is real.
I know, it happened before, you know, in 2015, or when President Buhari was. Yeah. We see how that turned out. Yeah. There's something that I want to ask. I hope that you can speak on extensively, at least. I've seen the conversations around the Ondo State governorship race. I've seen the conversations around, some of the aspirants. But there's one thing that I've noticed is brewing in the Ondo State governorship election conversations, and that is, it's a piece of tribalism here and there. A lot of them refer, there's a 1,001 of these comments that I can share with you, refer to the wife of the former governor, Betty Akeredolu. So let me start with your thoughts or your comments on where the state is, or what the mentality is surrounding the former governor and his wife currently in Ondo State.
You see, I want to also respect the dead. Aketi was my leader, and I don't want to talk about his family for now. Please, I think you should excuse me for that, for the respect of the dead. Yes, everybody has their own personal opinion. Aketi was one of the best governors we have in Ondo State. Anybody, I don't care what anybody says, because Aketi speaks his mind always. He speaks truth to power, and he's an uncommon politician. And that is what we learn from him. So when all this drama started, during the time he was down and he was away from Ondo State, and we didn't hear from him, we know it was him, it was not Aketi that was speaking, because Aketi is not somebody you can keep incommunicado. Even when he was active as a governor in APC, he attacked the APC-led Buhari president, because that was why he was able to rally his colleagues, the Southern West governor, to launch the security network codenamed Amotekun, and that is one of his greatest legacy. And Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa is stepping up. In a few days' time, he's going to buy vehicles and operational equipment for Amotekun and other. We are not only dealing with Amotekun, we support police, we support the army, we support the civil defense. So I want to beg of you, I don't want to talk about.
I mean, you may not speak about her in particular, but I know that it's obviously a problem, because I've seen. Let me share with you some of the things, some of the comments that I've seen, and it's
very active on the social media, and a lot of things are going on.
So it's not necessarily to speak to her directly, but I want to share what I think is a concern. Some comments like this, all right? It says here, I'm not sure who this person is. It's a Suleiman, I think. It says, the person I pity the most in all of this is Olushola Oke. There's nothing wrong with having a non-Yoruba first lady, but the Betty experience being a recent one might skew the voting pattern against him. And then goes on to say Betty should not be used to generalize all Igbos or non-Yorubas. There's another one here that is just too disgusting.
Like I said, I don't want to talk about it.
So not her in particular, but I want to talk about tribalism, and it's being weaponized in this election.
I want to say this. The former First Lady, Betty Akeredolu, is one of the best First Lady we ever had in Ondo State. Forget all politics, forget what is happening now, because she has so many programs for the girl child. My daughter benefited from this, and I can say that. I mean, but everybody cannot like you, and the way she do her thing may not go down well with a lot of people. But she might have done one or two things that she's not supposed to do. She's a woman, and she's not from this side. She's an Igbo. So
what do you mean by she's a woman?
Woman has a way. You are mostly emotionally. The way you react at times is different from the way men react. No puns intended, anyway, because I respect women and I love women. So, having said that, yes, a lot of people have some misconception about her. It may be true, it may not be true, because I'm sufficiently close to that family, and particularly, she did her best for the girl child in Ondo. So you can't take away that from her. That is the truth. Okay.
How would you say that Governor Aiyedatiwa intends, it's International Women's Month, and we're having this conversation, and now that you've brought up the former First Lady's gender, how would you say his administration is going to prioritize including women in his administration?
Definitely. Presently, for the very first time, we have a woman who is the Commissioner of Finance, and the Ondo State women are happy about that. all commissioners are equal, but there are some super commissioners. The commissioner for finance is like the clearinghouse. All other commissioners have to go to that person to get their, warrant, to get their. So for the very first time, I think the governor is following the footstep of his predecessor and his principal, because Akeredolu was gender-friendly in his appointments. For the first time, a woman was made the secretary to the state government in Ondo State during Akeredolu. So now, the first female commissioner of finance, and there are a couple of women in the cabinet, and so many more appointments will be made. We are just, I think, because of this time, he has to mix politics with governance. He cannot have a full cabinet for now, because for obvious reasons, we are running for election. In less than 40 days, we have our primary and that. So I can assure you that Aiyedatiwa is gender friendly and is not taking the role of women in politics and governance lightly. Definitely, they will be part of his government.
If you get into office, we'll certainly like to have you back to do a review of his performance.
Definitely.
But I think the follow-up question I want to ask is, you've spoken so much about how much support he's gotten from the people of Ondo State and how much endorsements he's gotten from, he seems to be a very popular candidate.
He is. Okay. Not him, he is.
But the concern usually with candidates like that sometimes would be that if they end up getting the flag and they get into office, maybe he ends up becoming the governor in the next
governor already, yeah.
No, he's not yet the governor. The election. No, I'm talking of the next election.
I understand.
Exactly. If he becomes the next governor.
Yeah.
And the assembly, you've talked about how the assembly totally adores him, endorses him.
I didn't say all the members of the assembly.
But majority of them.
Of course, yeah.
Is there no concern that might be another version of the rubber stamp assembly?
No. That will not. That is not it. You saw what you see. Assembly members they are partners in progress. The legislative arm is an independent body, but then for the progress of the state, they have to work hand in glove. Of course, they will raise their voice if it's deviating from the path of good governance. I can vouch for a couple of them, although most of them are rookies. And that was why we had the initial problem we had in the assembly. I think the assembly is being stabilized now. They came in June. This issue of impeachment has started around September. They were less than 6 months in office, and most of them are even not learning. And when they came in, they went for recess for like 3 months for retreat and all that. So the experience was not really there. We just have 4 members as ranking member, as returning member. So the majority were, that thing just came in and they were being, they were being manipulated. What happened during the impeachments, I can tell you for free that it was influenced from the outside, because it is the same some of these aspirants. 2 of these aspirants are the major financier of that impeachment. I can say it, and the evidences are abound. So now I think they've realized their mistake.
Can you call their names?
I think they have realized their mistake, and they have now seen that their duty in the House Assembly is basically 3: lawmaking, oversight, and representation. And I think that's what they are doing. For them to even endorse Aida, that is part of the representation, because they hear from their constituents.
Yeah, just a final question from me. When you were speaking earlier, and of course, I'm no longer speaking about Betty now, but you made mention, you said, oh, she's not from here, or she's not, one of us. So,
but by marriage, she's an engineer of Ondo State.
Yeah, but you still pointed out that, she's not.
No, that is a fact, yeah.
Yeah, but I want to ask, is there, going to be a tribalism factor with these election conversations? That's one. And Igbos welcome in Ondo State.
Igbos are supporting Aiyedatiwa. You need to see a video clip. Maybe we still use the documentary on your channel. We have a documentary that will run very soon. You need to, they were chanting the Igbo song when accompanying him to the. So Ondo State is home for all. We have so many Igbos thriving, doing their business in Ondo State, and with nobody molesting them. And tribalism is not an issue when it comes to policy of Ondo State. Everybody all these aspirants are indigenous of Ondo State. No matter where they married from, we are not going to vote for their wives. They are aspiring to be governor, not their wives. And let's look at it. Even the office of First Lady is not even in the Constitution. What we have should be the wife of the governor. But then, for optics, for women to have say, although we have the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development in Ondo State, who is doing a human. In fact, most time they work with the officers. So the office of the First Lady is not in our constitution. It's just something. It's ceremonial.
I just wanted that to be, an opportunity for you to also say to
There's no
people
tribalism
that may
in
have
Ondo
felt
State
offended by some of these statements that I've seen on social media. That's not what Ondo State is about.
Yeah, of course, definitely not.
Honorable Lugbenga Omole, we don't want to keep you waiting. We know that you have another appointment. We wish you all the best, and we look forward to having you after the elections, maybe before or after the elections.
And I want to say this. I want to appreciate this channel because you were there during the crisis we have in Ondo State, reaching out to us, want to know what happened, and I think I featured on your program like 2 or 3 times via Zoom from Akure. I want to give you kudos for that.
Thank you very much for your time. All the best and have a safe journey back.
Thank you.